Good evening, everyone. Today we're going to talk about sutta called Rohitassa Sutta, which is 2.26 in the Samyutta Nikaya. And I have put a topic here. Uh, it is what's the real world according to the Rohitassa Sutta. Now, this sutta deals with a couple important things that we need to understand at the beginning of this discussion. Now, Buddha has a view about the loka, and Deva has a different view about the loka. So first, let's take a look at this, difference, in understanding the difference between the normal world and the world that Buddha talks about, and let's discuss what Buddha has to say about the real world at the end of the sutta. So the main important thing in this sutta is to talk about the real world that was given by the Buddha. At Savatthi, standing to one side, the god Rohitassa said to the Buddha. So Rohitassa, the god Rohitassa, approached the Buddha, and then he said a statement about the world. And pretty much he was wondering about if there would be a place to go in the physical world. Thereby, one cannot grow old, one cannot go to die. So he was wondering about such kind of a world so that he can go. That was what he was saying in the first part of the sutta. Let's take a look at this sutta in Pali. Yatta ko avaso na jayati, na jiyati, na miyati, na chavati, na uppajjati, nahang thang gamanena, lokassa antang ñāteyang, datteyang, patteyanti vadameti. So the god Rohitassa asked from the Buddha, Venerable Sir, is it possible to know or see or reach the end of the world by traveling to a place where there is no being born, growing old, dying, passing away, or being reborn? So he was pretty much wondering about kind of a world that he can go. Thereby he won't get grown. He won't get into different phenomenal things that we have in this world. And Buddha says, Yattanu ko bhante, yatta ko avaso na jayati, na jiyati, na miyati, na chavati, na uppajjati, nahang tang gamanena, lokassa antang ñāteyang, datteyang, patteyanti vadami. So Buddha says there is no such a world where beings are not going to get old and die. So beings are supposed to die. He says, Reverend, I say it's not possible to know or see or reach the end of the world by traveling to a place where there is no being born, growing old, dying, passing away, or being reborn. Now we need to keep in mind what kind of a world that Rohitassa was talking about. Now, in order to understand what the world that the god Rohitassa was thinking about, we need to go into the commentary. In the commentary, it says, Iti devaputtena chakkavala lokassa anto puchito. Satta ra sankhara lokassa katito. Now, the god Rohitassa was thinking about a world that is in a chakkavala. Now, in order to understand this chakkavala concept, chakkavala is the cosmological teaching in the Buddhist history. Even in the Hinduism, Buddha has different teachings about cosmology. Buddha talks about single world system, multiple world system. According to the Buddha, we understand that there is this single world system. We call it a Chakavala. That means in the center of one world system, single world system, there is this mountain called Sumeru. Around Mount Sumeru, there are mountains, a range of mountains called Yugandhara, Ishadhara, Kadiraka, Sudassana, Asakanna, Vinataka, Chakavala. So, in the center of one Chakavala, we call it single world system, there is this huge mountain called Sumeru. Around Sumeru is the Great Ocean. This Great Ocean is surrounded by a range of mountains, starting from Yugandhara, Ishadhara, Kadiraka, Sudassana, Asakanna, Vinataka, Nemindara, Chakavala. After that, we get to see this Chakavala, so the end of Chakavala. But the thing is, the god Rohitassa was wondering whether someone can travel to the end of the Chakavala. There are multiple world systems which are called different Chakavalas. As a skywalker by levitation and in other means. So is it possible? The primary idea behind this traveling is to find out a place where someone cannot get sick, someone cannot die, someone cannot experience the normal things that normal beings experience in the normal world. So now here world means, loka means Chakavala. So when you say Chakavala, single world system or multiple world system. Anyways, Buddha says, no, it's not possible. And Buddha has something else to say. So once Buddha said that there is no place like that you can go or reach as the end of the Chakavala or the loka by traveling. And then God Rohitassa remembers a past life, and then he shared that with the Buddha. It's incredible, sir. It's amazing how well said. This was by Master Gautama. So he was appreciating what Buddha said, because he had a personal experience about trying to go to the end of the world, which did not, seem successful. What he said: once upon a time, I was a hermit called Rohitassa. So he was reflecting about one of the past lives. Son of Bhoja, I was a skywalker with psychic power. I was as fast as a light arrow, easily shot across the shadow of a palm tree by a well-trained expert archer with a strong bow. So now you can understand how skilled was he. He can skywalk anywhere he wants. My stride, that means Rohitassa's stride, was such that it could span from the Eastern Ocean to the Western Ocean. Now, if you can think about the example that I shared with you about one Chakavala, as I said, by describing this single world system. Take one single world system. There's this Mount Meru, and around the Mount Meru there's the Great Ocean and the 7 mountains and the Chakavala, right? So Rohitassa was trying to, in his past life, was trying to trying to span from the Eastern Ocean to the Western Ocean. So like he was trying to travel from Eastern Ocean to the Western Ocean. This wish came to me: I will reach the end of the world by traveling. Having such speed and stride, I traveled for my whole lifespan of 100 years. Now, this way, he was trying to travel to the end of the world for 100 years. But what happened? How he ended up? Pausing only to eat and drink, go to the toilet, and sleep to dispel weariness. But what happened to him? And I passed away along the way, never reaching the end of the world. So he was not able to reach the end of the Chakavala. It's incredible, sir. It's amazing how well said. This was by Master Gautama, Reverend. I say it's not possible to know or see or reach the end of the world by traveling to a place where there is no being born, growing old, dying, passing away, or being reborn. So the simple idea behind this thing is that it is not possible to travel to the end of the world. So it's huge. It's such long, it's huge. And what happens is that even such a person who has a lot of levitational powers can end up, having their hopes shattered on the way, right? So it's futile to find out an end of the world, Chakavala. And what then Buddha says? Now, this is what Buddha says by the world. And he has a different, very important idea about the world. It's not this physical world. It's something really interesting for all of us. That's the key thing of this sutta. That's the most important part of the Rohitassa Sutta. What he said. Now in Pali, how the god Rohitassa explained his past life. Sayyata pinama dalha dhamma danugaho sikkito katahatto katayogo katupasano lahukena asanena appaka sireneva tiriyang talachayang atipateya tasamaihang bhante evarupo padaviti haru ahosi sayatapi purattima samudda pachima samudda. So it's trying to go from the Eastern Ocean to the Western Ocean. Tasamaihang bhante evarupang ichchagatang uppajji aham gamanena lokasantang papunissamiti. So I want to travel to the end of the world. Soko aham bhante eva rupena javena samannagato eva rupena cha padaviti harena anyatreva asita pita kayita sayita anyatra uchchara passava kamma anyatra niddha kila mata pativinodana vassa satayuku vassa satajivi vassa satangantva appatvacha lokasa antang antaraja kala. So I died in my pursuit of going to the end of the world. So it was futile. And then at this point Buddha says, Nako panahang auso appatva lokasa antang dukkhasan antakiriyang vadami. So Buddha says, you cannot end the dukkha by trying to find out the end of the world. It is futile, and it is also not the real world that we need to understand. So topic is finding the real world. So Buddha says the real world is something different. And he says, Nako panahang auso appatva lokassa antang dukkhassa antakiriyang vadami. Apichahang auso imasming neva vyama matte kalibari sasanyimmi samanake lokancha panyapimi loka samudayancha loka nirodhagamini patipadanti. The meaning, but Reverend, now Buddha addressing the god Rohitassa, I also say there is no making an end of suffering or dukkha without reaching the end of the world. For it's in this fathom long body. So this body is called a fathom long. Now, I think fathom is equal to 6 feet, I guess. So it's like it's like the height of a grown adult, right? And then, okay, for it is in this fathom long body with its perception and mind that I describe the world, its origin, its cessation, and the practice that leads to its cessation. So Buddha says the real world is this body. Not just the body without mind, it is the body with its perception and the mind. So when you have the perception and the mind with the body, that is called the real world. Because Buddha says, dukkha is not outside, dukkha is inside of you. That's why Buddha says, I want to tell you that the cause of the dukkha, uh, the the noble truth called dukkha, the noble truth called the cause of the dukkha, the noble truth called the elimination of the dukkha, the noble truth called the path leading to the elimination of the dukkha. They all are not outside of any human, any being. It is inside. It is inside this 6 feet or 1 fathom body with its perception and the mind. So if we really want to find out the real world, that is not anywhere. So if you really want to end the dukkha, Rohitassa told there is a place somewhere in the world that he can go by reaching the end of the world. So Chakavala, so he won't be able to experience the dukkha again. But Buddha said no, there is no such a place. Everywhere is subject to this dukkha, so you cannot like escape, evade from the dukkha. So basically, the real world that we wanna deal with is inside of the body. So there's 1 fathom, 6 feet body with its mind and perception. So Buddha says, if any being really wants to understand this real world, which is inside of the body with perception and the mind, that person can end the dukkha. So that's the main meaning of this sutta. And for those folks who have no idea about what Rohitassa Sutta means, I would like to say this is the only sutta that we find out the real place of the world. So the real world is not outside of our human bodies or bodies of beings. It is inside of every being. So if you really want to end dukkha, don't worry about the outside. It is inside. So look inside, and then look within, and then you will find out where is dukkha and the cause of the dukkha and the eradication or elimination of the dukkha, and you will understand the path called Noble Eightfold Path will be the only path to cross over this dukkha. So that's the main meaning or main idea of this Rohitassa Sutta. So now you understand what's the real world. So the real world is within this 6 feet or 1 fathom body with its perception and the mind. So perception and the mind, they are equally important because through the mind we perceive. So whenever we perceive, and then there is a process, all the perception have to go through. And then what happened? Those perceptions with mind along with the body create the world, the real world. So keep an eye on that real world so that you will be able to end your dukkha. With that, I would like to close today's discussion on Rohitassa Sutta. We discuss about the real world, which was given by the Buddha in the sutta called Rohitassa Sutta, Samyutta Nikaya 2.26. Okay, so let's share all the good karmas with the deities and the departed relatives who passed away in the name of all of us. May all the departed relatives who passed away in the name of all of us share in all these good karmas that we've been accumulating so far. May they be happy and peaceful. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Idam me ñāti nang hutu sukita huntu ñātayu. Idam me ñāti nang hutu sukita huntu ñātayu. Idam me ñāti nang hutu sukita huntu ñātayu. Also, let's share all the good karmas with the deities who protect and bless all of us. May all the deities share in all these good karmas. May they be happy and peaceful. May they also attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Ittavata cha ammihi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabbasang patti sindhya. Ittavata cha ammihi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabbasang patti sindhya. ittavatacha ammehi sambataṃ punya sampadan sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti sindhya ආකාසට්ඨා ච බුම්මට්ඨා දේවානාගා මහින්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්ඛන්තු ලෝක සාසනං ආකාසට්ඨා ච බුම්මට්ඨා දේවානාගා මහින්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්ඛන්තු දේශනං ආකාසට්ඨා ච බුම්මට්ඨා දේවානාගා මහින්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්ඛන්තු මං පරන්ති. Finally, let's make a great wish. May all the good karmas we've been accumulating so far help all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Abhivadan silisse nichang vandha pachayino chattaro dhamma vadhanti ayuvanno sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sangha sampatti mevacha ato nibbana sampatti iminati samicchatu. About 3 times as a respect to the birth.